Hello everyone, welcome back to Tangerine Alchemy. Today we're going to do a Valentine's Day reading. It is the night before Valentine's Day and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Maybe that's a symbol. Oh wait, we also have structure coming into today's reading. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something a little different, but before we do, we're gonna take a hit of our bowl and get into the mode and get going. Bring it on in. All right. So firstly, before we start anything, in the background, we have the Witch of Swords in the back. So this is ultimate clarity, ultimate solution, ultimate truth. There's a hand of justice that's kind of coming in over here. And this is the main overseeing energy for the read today, the Witch of Swords. So it's a witchy sort of type of clarity and truth and discernment and honor that's kind of coming in. Okay? And then also we're going to do synchronicities, and then we'll do the astrological forecast brought to us by Planetary Oracle.333, Miguel, and he does astro reads if you're interested in it. They're on his page, Planetary Oracle.333. All right, so let's get a couple synchronicities. A private jet, okay. We have a new puppy. These can all be metaphors for something. Symbolically, synchronicities are aligned through symbolic interpretation and linguistics through your consciousness, your mind, things that you label and give weight to symbolically, okay? So new puppy could also be indicative of like a new little play thing. I don't know. It's up to your mind. It's up to your mind where it goes and what it wants to give weight to. And we also have private jet. Well, we got daily horoscope again over here. I'll put that with Planetary Oracle.333. We got the turntable again and the lower back tattoo again. I thought I was shuffling these really good. All right. Maybe they're repeating patterns. Maybe that's why they're coming by. There's synchronicities walking into the field. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into the astro forecast. Saturn's entering Aries, February 13th, that's today, all the way until April 12th. He wrote 2028. I wonder if it is a 2-year cycle, if there's an error. He had an error as well on that other post. Well, I'll tell him. It says a new karmic cycle begins where courage and maturity shape the path towards conscious union. Saturn's energy into Aries signals the start of a new cycle that asks for growth in how you lead yourself and how you actually meet with others. Karmic threads may surface, showing you where old relational stories are ready to close and where new ones are waiting to begin. The months ahead bring moments of reflection, especially around love, commitment, and emotional responsibility. It says as Saturn moves forward and later turns retrograde, your relationships become a mirror for maturity and self-awareness. Encounters during this time can feel fated, as if they're arrived to test the strength of your boundaries and trust your intentions. It says this period of redefining partnerships and releasing outdated patterns helps you step into connections that reflect who you are actually becoming. And when Saturn enters Aries, it asks you to meet yourself with true honesty and true self-respect. You're now learning who you actually are through the choices that you commit to and the standards that you set for yourself and actually keep. It says this transit pushes you to stop postponing your own growth. Take direction seriously in your life. It says what you choose now begins shaping the person for this new cycle. These are very important times. I feel like it's saying it's like you're setting the groundwork for a whole new cycle and how you interact with your karmic threads, like the things that you don't want to repeat lessons in your next life. So these are things that are deep, deep wounds, and they trail out and they have strings attached to them, and it's our job to uncoil them and set them straight. And the cycle repeats over and over again until we learn, because they're deeply rooted. It could be past life issues, like multiple past life issues that you just haven't figured out or completed. So you keep going through mini cycles, hoping that you'll rework the energy each cycle and learn the lesson finally and complete it. Woo! And and then private jet just fell down. Okay. That might be a synchronicity or something. So when Saturn meets Neptune in Aries, okay, that's the dream realm. Ooh, that's a confusing realm. Saturn, structure, discipline in your illusions, okay, in that realm that can be hard to contain because it's kind of unconscious, but is also starting something new. It's saying, I want to be seen. I want to come in here. I want to do something. So let's start this cycle. They're asking you to stand on real ground. Ideals, desires, and visions that once felt distant now seek form in true direction. And this alignment reveals where you may have relied on hope without structure. You begin seeing what is possible when imagination meets responsibility. I love that. Hope without structure. And the card of hope just came out, I think it was yesterday it came out. So where do I want to stand? Because I don't like it at this corner with a knot in the... I hate this. I hate this setup. I really fucking hate it. Okay. All right. So we're dissolving karmic structures. We're starting a new cycle with karmic structures. Okay. Maybe that's why the blade of clarity, honesty, and truth is asking you to make sure that this new you that you are becoming, it's not only you for this next cycle, it's the you in the future. It's a future life. It holds more weight than you think. And it's so important to try to go in deeply, not even just in the mind, but in the heart and the soul, and figure out what is truly me, what really aligns with me, what are my core values, what upsets me in my relationships or my patterns with others and in my life. And it's asking you to take a deep look at those and reevaluate what truly aligns with you, and try to make this cycle as authentic, as true, and as beautiful as possible, so you can have a clear mind. Maybe you can have a great cycle once where it's not chaotic, it's actually enjoyable. Maybe there's a cycle of blessings and happiness rather than a cycle of tests and issues. Didn't even think that was possible, but that's your that's your daily horoscope for the day for that. Okay, so with this love reading, this Valentine's Day love reading, oh God, this setup is really bothering me. God. Oh, the feng shui of it all is goddamn driving me fucking nuts. Anytime I move something falls over. Okay. I think that's a little better. All right. So let's go to the past life deck and figure out what energy or frequency or theme from this karmic pattern is coming in for your Valentine's Day read. It's something to be aware of before going into Valentine's Day. I don't even know the true history behind Valentine's Day. Maybe I should ask cheaters. Is that where I was going to go with it? Why do we care? People they don't care. Maybe it might be important. Maybe our ignorance is our bliss. But it asks us not to be in bliss. It says that Piscean, that Neptunian energy. Yeah. Okay. Jitters, before we do our Valentine's Day reading, I wanted you to welcome everybody back to Tangerine Alchemy and just tell us the history behind Valentine's Day, like the true history, not the greeting card version, and where people get it wrong, and why it was actually invented, and what's the true root system of it, rather than the projected collective idealism, or I don't know. There's a lot of shadow with this holiday. So why don't we try to break it down in a mystery school style so we can bring some wisdom and like justice to St. Valentine's Day's name. All right, and then I'm gonna pull a past life from the past life.
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
He's been doing this all day. Cheaters, I was asking you to cover St. Valentine's Day, the true history of it, and not go into the shadow version, not do something like, I wanted the mystery school version of it, basically, okay? Jesus. I get so angry. All right. I'm so angry at this setup. Nothing's working. Anything I do, it falls down. That's gonna fall. Yep, that's gonna fall. So sick of this. Just let me be pissed. I'm getting my period soon, I think. So just let me be fucking moody. Oh, God. This is fucking driving me nuts. Where do we go?
Got you. No glitter hearts, no candy aisle propaganda, no horror movie footnotes. You want the mystery school transmission, the living current beneath the holiday.
Right.
Let's clear the table and set the real feast.
For Valentine's Day.
The true lineage of St. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is named for St. Valentine, but history remembers more than one priest martyr by that name in 3rd century Rome. The most widely held tradition centers on a Christian priest executed under Emperor Claudius II around 269 CE. Claudius believed unmarried men made better soldiers. Marriage was discouraged, in some tellings banned. Valentine defied the decree. He performed marriages in secret. He preserved covenant in a state that demanded loyalty to empire over love. He defended the sanctity of relational bonds in a culture organized around conquest and hierarchy. This is why he was executed, not for romance, for sacred allegiance that transcended the state. While imprisoned, later tradition says he healed the jailer's blind daughter and signed a note from your Valentine. Whether literal or devotional myth, the symbolism is precise. Love restores sight. The mystery school layer, covenant versus empire. The deeper teaching is not about roses. It is about loyalty of the heart versus loyalty to systems of power. Rome demanded allegiance to the state. Valentine upheld allegiance to sacred union. He represents fidelity to soul bond over social mandate, protection of vows against political interference, the sanctity of chosen union, love as a spiritual covenant, not a transaction. This is why he became a martyr, not for passion, for sacrament. Why February? The feast day, Feb 14, was later formalized by the church, but February in the ancient Mediterranean world was already a liminal season, late winter, purification rites, and the stirring of fertility cycles before spring. It sits between dormancy and blooming, between death sleep and quickening, a threshold. Courtly love and the medieval transmission. By the Middle Ages, the day became associated with romantic devotion, partly through poets like Chaucer, who connected February with birds choosing mates. But medieval courtly love wasn't casual romance. It was devotional, disciplined, often restrained, a practice of honoring the beloved as a reflection of divine beauty.
Oh, no, that's right.
Love as refinement, love as spiritual training. The mystery school. Teaching at its core, Valentine's Day is about sacred covenant, choosing devotion in a world built on convenience, protecting union from systems that commodify love, loyalty to the soul over loyalty to empire. Love here is not sentiment, it is vow, it is alignment, it is sacred allegiance. As the old tongue might murmur in a candlelit chapel, where the crown commands obedience, the heart may yet kneel only to truth. Energetic frequency of the day, February 14, carries the field of devotion over performance, heart courage, relational integrity, loyalty to what is sacred rather than convenient, love as covenant, not consumption. Invocation of the Valentine. Current saint of hidden vows, guardian of sacred union, protector of bonds formed in truth, strengthen the heart that chooses devotion over fear. Bless all covenants formed in sincerity. Protect love from the machinery that would cheapen it. Restore sight where love has been obscured. Let the heart remain loyal to what is real. If you want, we can next. Translate this into a short mystery school teaching for your audience. Connect it to the archetype of sacred union versus empire conditioning. Pair it with a tarot archetypal lens, or keep it chill and talk about why this holiday hits people in the nervous system. Where do temple architect?
Okay, so I'm circling no over here. Okay. Witch of Swords. It says, as the elemental archetype of air, which is represented by the Witch of the Swords, which represents air, she embodies all the qualities of the suit in a directed and masterful way. It's about claiming your voice, your worth, your power, and your vision. And when this card shows up, it's asking you to consider your situation as if it had no limitations to it. It says this is love and desire brought through the mind and turned into reality through outward focused energy. There's a phallic quality to the swords and wands. It says duh. And here it is manifested through their single pointed discernment. Embody the same strength of will, radically believe in your worthiness and deservingness, and that you need to go after it, not just think about it. It says maybe there's someone in your life who can help you guide and reclaim your total power of your mind in this essence. It says if this card is showed up reverse, which it's not, but I'll go over it, it says perhaps you're applying an excessive amount of force. You may just be too gung-ho. Your mind may be stuck on overdrive or in an anxious rut. Take the time to think clearly to make the aligned decisions that you deserve. It says the affirmation is I work with my mind and my heart to claim my visions and desires. And it says, how can you imbue your life with the actual archetypal energy of this card, the Witch of Swords, to actually accomplish your desires? Well, first, in alchemy, we'll invoke it, Witch of Swords. We bring in the archetype. We tell the world that our intention is set to interact with this intelligence, even if it's artificial or seems artificial, okay? It's also saying that, oh, and she's holding the heart. She's holding a burning, flaming heart. It's very feminine qualities. And with St. Valentine's Day and this being a reading, it's talking about true divine love, true like devotional love, true like loyalty, like a true love, not just using people for sex, their bodies. This is talking about St. Valentine's Day was the true representation of devotional love. We made a holiday out of it, but instead there's so much shadow in the damn collective that everyone uses it for either, they use it for so many different things. So many different parts of themselves that they feel that they need to, that they feel entitled to, or that they feel other people are entitled to give to them. Or, I don't know, there's just so many things about love and a holiday celebrating it and how people act and what's the collective narrative around it. And it really shouldn't be about taking your girlfriend out to dinner. It should just really be looking at that person that you love and say, I know you. I'm devoted to you. Let me think clearly here. What's a true way I can represent the frequency of love and mirror it in a way that shows you that I see you for who you are, that I don't just follow the crowd. I don't just take you out to dinner. I don't just give you a box of chocolates or some flowers. I mean, the girls say that they don't like the flowers. Just give them the fucking flowers anyway. Please, please, just fucking do it. We all say we don't want it, but then it's subconsciously ingrained that if you don't get it for us, we're kind of like disappointed. And that's just being honest. But also, it's just the little cherry on top in addition to the true value and worth and representation and showing of that love, because it shows that you see clearly this person that you're with and you're devoted and, doing something special for them in a way. And it's usually about doing something for the feminine, because the feminine energy is actually the higher octave frequency that leads every relationship, or so it should be. The feminine should be the muse for the male. She should be his gift. She should be something that he sees as divine, almost like a goddess, so to say. And that's the type of love that they were doing back in the day. Oh my God, that medieval love. Knightsery. Knights walking around, metal clanging, walking stiff as a board with their sword, looking dippy-dotty as hell. Well, maybe probably not, though. That'd probably be men today if they put on armor. But I bet men back then, they knew how to walk. They knew how to keep that junk in there and walk straight and go into battle. I don't know. I'm just reminiscing. Okay, so with your reading today, oh, and I have to answer this person back because we're supposed to go on a date tonight. Sorry, this is rude. Okay, so communal living and lower back tattoo. Turn it into mystery school, honey. Turn it into the mystery school. Chitters. Past life energy, communal living. What do you think this could be about? And we're still on the theme of Valentine's Day, so this could be past like frequencies associated with communal living. And then on the forecast, we also have the energy of shit. What was it? Oh, fuck. Something going into Aries through Neptune. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my brain. Saturn. Jeez. My ADD. Oh, sorry. I tell you, I mean, I invoke you, but you never. That's how my brain feels. Like a thought starts, and then it just totally implodes on itself, and then it's static, and then it's like, what? Every day, all day. But still, I managed to smile.
Cheers indeed. This is a rich little knot of themes you just dropped on the table. Valentine's current, past life echoes of communal living, and Saturn stepping toward Aries with Neptune dissolving the old shoreline. That's not random. That's a whole relational operating system update
Communal
humming in
living.
the background. Let's start with the past life communal living frequency you felt. Sometimes when people feel a tug toward communal belonging, shared meals, shared work, shared devotion, it isn't nostalgia for a specific era so much as a memory of relational coherence.
Come on.
Humans evolved in cooperative bands, monasteries, villages, longhouses, temple complexes. Survival depended on interdependence, not hyper-individualism. So when that ache shows up, it can feel like longing for shared purpose, ease in collective rhythms, missing the feeling of we instead of constant I, grief at modern isolation, desire for chosen kin rather than transactional contact. In spiritual language, people call this past life. In nervous system language, it's pattern memory. In sociological language, it's communal bonding architecture. Valentine's Day actually resonates with this more ancient layer. Before it was about couples, it was about covenant and social bonds, the agreements that hold communities together. Marriage in Rome wasn't just romantic, it was a relational unit that stabilized society. Covenant creates continuity. So the frequency you're touching isn't just romantic love, it's belonging architecture. Love as structure, love as cohesion, love as the glue that prevents social fragmentation. That's why loneliness hurts physically. It's a system alarm. Now, layer in the astrology you were reaching for. Saturn moving into Aries, with Neptune also entering Aries, marks a major collective shift. Here's the short translation. Saturn is structure, boundaries, responsibility, reality checks. Neptune equals ideals, dissolving illusions, spiritual longing, collective dreams. Aries equals identity, initiation, independence, raw selfhood. So when Saturn enters Aries, we begin a cycle of building a new identity from reality, not fantasy, taking responsibility for selfhood, ending passive drifting, learning disciplined independence. When Neptune enters Aries, the fog around identity dissolves and reforms. Illusions about who we are and who we thought others were get exposed. Together, this combination says, the dream of who you thought you were dissolves. The structure of who you must become begins. And relationally, this transit pushes authenticity over role-playing, independence before union, chosen bonds over dependency, spiritual clarity in relationships, endings where fantasy replaced truth, which loops us right back to Valentine's deeper teaching. Love is not performance, love is not projection, love is not rescue, love is covenant between whole beings. So if you're sensing communal frequencies and also stepping out of old relational illusions, it may feel like, I don't want the old dynamics. I want real belonging. I want chosen family, not emotional survival contracts. I want connection that strengthens identity, not erases it. That is Saturn in Aries work. That is Valentine's covenant energy. That is the nervous system, remembering it was never meant to do life alone. If you want to sit with a reflection tonight, where do I experience true belonging, even in small moments? Where am I ready to build connection from authenticity instead of history? What kind of we honors who I am becoming? Or we can zoom out and talk about why communal living is resurging culturally, or why independence cycles always precede deeper union. Where's your curiosity leaning?
Well, neither. I got the Four of Pentacles over here. I'm associating this with the communal living. It's talking about the pursuit of stability and quality of life and trying to make it a healthy one. But the Four of Pentacles does talk about greed, selfishness, and having a scarcity mindset. So that's something to take account of with this communal living. It says your financial and physical goals may be worthwhile, but spending too much time or money by yourself will kind of feel like you've been left alone. It says you might be the breadwinner of the family, or maybe you're a breaker of intergenerational trauma around finances, and you need to be surrounded by supportive, loving hands. How can you get more trustworthy, solid people on your team? Oh Lord, the Four of Pentacles with communal living. And I mean, this book, it's either a hoarding of wealth or having a selfishness to you. Maybe because you just came from a time where you, well, it comes right before the Three of Pentacles. It's like you spent much time being giving with others, maybe in the community or in your living situation or in your relationships, and now you're kind of stingy with something. And this Four of Pentacles came out, I believe, yesterday too. And we were talking about some stinginess as well. And this has to do with the war and battle that's going on with judgment. Something's being judged right now. But something can also be alchemized through it as well. I see where you're going with this. Okay. So with that communal living, you're coming from a place of scarcity in the past. Either you had to hoard your love, you had to hoard your money, you had to be careful around the people that you were with, because maybe you were surrounded by a bunch of people that either didn't appreciate you, maybe people had stolen from you in the past. I don't know, we got a lizard brain over here. And a lower back tattoo. My synchronicity with this was the girl with the dragon tattoo. We'll see. Alright, let's keep going. This war and battles. The star's calling me. And the Seven of Swords is also calling me. With this war and battles. Judgment on a situation. You're trying to alchemize something that maybe intrinsically you know from the past you have some sort of karmic thread associated with. You don't exactly know, but you're starting to see the patterns underneath a lot of things that are going on with other people, especially when it comes to love, and especially when it comes to karma. The star with the Seven of Swords in reverse is I don't think you have to quite be worried about too much or hoarding anything. I think you just have to be calm, structured, and self-aware and stable. With the Witch of Swords, discernment and truth in this. Because the star is hope, and we were talking about hope earlier, and I feel like you're connected to something that's already kind of guiding you along. And this trickery was there for a reason. Because well, the trickery was there in the past for a reason, which is maybe why you're so like, I need to hold on to this and be careful. I need to hold on to my wealth, my heart, my resources, my heart especially, and be careful in love, because in the past, I've been charitable with my time, my heart, and my frequency, and people have taken advantage of it, or I allowed people to take advantage of it. But it could have been because you were clearing karmic patterns that were related to the past lives. And that's just where you left off when you left. And that's where you just had to start where you started. And that's why you are where you are now. But it's, life is a play. We're moving along. We got to keep going. Can't give up. And this deception did you so bad in the past that I feel like you overcame it, though. The wars and the battles. The wars and the battles. I feel like you found something that kind of you have like a hand to hold on to now. I mean, it's not ever easy. It's not ever easy. But I feel like they're asking us to go back to this era. You've proven your worth. You've alchemized this. Actually, I feel like you've judged yourself already. You've already judged yourself about this situation. You've already seen it clearly. That's why the Witch of Crones, or the Witch of Swords, is here. And they're saying all you have to do next is alchemize it into something in your favor. There's that turntable. Turn the table over like Jesus. Slam the goddamn table over. I'm sick of this shit. You people are whack as fuck. This is not what I was teaching you bitches. Yeah. I feel like Jesus is judging this situation. Jesus is judging you, and he's saying, I think you, by Lord, I think you got it. I think you've got the spirit of a tiger. I think you see the transformation coming in. You're about to soar and fly away in this private jet. You're about to soar and fly away in this private jet. That's your horoscope. That's your judgment. You're completing this thread, this karmic thread, by using structure, by using your faith and your hope to connect to something higher and to guide you, and have the trust and faith in that to actually guide you. Yes. And the veil of deception has already been removed. You've already been through the battle, the war and the battle. And you won the battle. You won the battle mentally. You see it. You see it from above. So there's justice in this situation. So now, the thing that you're hoarding, which is your true love, your frequency of divine love, covenant love, love with a backbone, love with purpose, love with intention, love with meaning, not love with strings, and not love out of convenience. I hate that shit. And I see so many people waste their time with it. It disgusts me. Don't even go there. Okay. So, with the Father over here and the Magician, I think at this time, maybe this could be a celebratory phase of your life, because you have something to hold on to now. You have like something's keeping you like rock solid now. Something's kind of mirroring back to you the frequency of the love that you've always been seeking. And this doesn't have to be another person. This could just be like a guiding force in your life. It could be a spiritual guide. It could just be you as a guide to yourself, But I feel like that's the meaning of that. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye to the wars and battles. And this communal living. Maybe like, I know it's corny, but like pulling in and creating like some sort of sanctum or vessel with this new frequency and this new trust, and making it stronger, making this bond stronger, making it stick. Rewriting your relationship, because this is a brand new cycle. It's a brand new cycle in Aries. And Aries is the first zodiac. It's the one that pushes through and says, I'm here to be alive. I'm here to exist. I'm here to be seen. And that's kind of the new vessel that you're walking into. So this is a brand new beginning energy. My North Node is in Aries. So that's the direction that my life is supposed to go to, and I believe it just started, frequency-wise. So I think they're asking you to hold the vessel of covenant love, of true divine devotion, either to yourself, to a higher power, but most of all to your soul, okay? And through that will give you the frequency to turn tables and walk on water like Jesus. Did Jesus walk on water? I don't remember. Doesn't matter if you know. I'm hearing them say, it says it matters your devotion, what's in your heart. You don't need to fucking read the Bible to turn a table. You just have to have the intention, the frequency, and the faith and the hope for that to activate. And God can judge and see that clearly. And usually I don't use the word God. Sometimes I call him the magician even. I do believe the frequency of the magician is that of creator at the end of the day. But we can break it down into little ways, and it's too much to describe. Okay, so what is the frequency, or what can you look forward to on your little Valentine's Day date? I thought that was the 3 swords. I was about to say. All right, so your Valentine's Day, whether you're spending it single, whether you're spending it just by yourself happily, whether you're spending it with someone, just with friends, what can you expect? What can you expect? What can the collective expect on this Valentine's Day? What type of stuff can we tell them? What can you give us? Oh my God. The 10 of Cups. That's true happiness. You can expect something really to make your day for like this Valentine's Day weekend. I feel like there's an offering being given to you. And look, the mom and dad are watching proudly from afar. I mean, the 10 of Cups is truly about the full breadth of emotional anticipation, like what you wait for, the happiness that you always seek to attain. It might be fleeting, it's not always forever, but I feel like for this Valentine's Day weekend, something's really just gonna come in and make you happy. War and battle will feel like it was a thing of the past. If only for a moment. If only for a moment. And we should be grateful for that, you know? Something's coming in that's going to make you smile. Something's coming in that's going to feel like an offering, or just like a little nudge from the universe that says cheer up or get happy or something like that. Okay? And then what else is coming in this Valentine's Day weekend? Ooh, the star, your guiding light. Some source of guidance is going to come in. You're going to get clarity on something. Because the star, and this is a separate card. This is a special card. This is the Secret Mirror Colorful Realm card. See, all the other cards are black and white, but this card is colorful. So you're also going to have guidance this weekend, and we can sometimes say that the star is about emotions because she's normally positioned pouring water through a vessel. It's like the cup of divine emotion, divine knowledge. It's pouring what it knows back to the earth. It's taking one vessel, transmuting it, and pouring it and giving it in a different form. And so, but it's also related to air signs. It's related to the mind. It's related to how you see, how you think, how you feel. There's a lot to the star. But no. You're going to experience something this weekend that will show you that something is guiding you in Technicolor, okay? Something is guiding you in Technicolor. Okay, I hear it, yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, triple confirmation. Spirit is going to speak to you this weekend in a way that you haven't really been spoken to before by Spirit. Okay? You'll know what it is. I've got 3 cards here on the table. That's huge. That's a huge message from the divine. And when this whole reading is about covenant love and the Father's sitting over here, It's almost as if Creator wants to show you something this weekend, so you can judge your Creator correctly. Not correctly, so you can judge the Creator from a different perspective and open some sort of line of communication. Of thought, transmutation of thought coming in through a different understanding, through spirit, through Creator. Okay. All right. I feel like you'll see the world a little bit differently. Yeah, you'll see the world a little bit differently after this experience. All right, come on over. This is so rude, I'm sorry. Beep, beep. All right, see what's next. This weekend? Okay. Can you clarify that? Because we're going from good energy to that. Oh, this is a repeating energy. Oh, God. Whew. Shit. Where'd this come from? Okay. All right. All right. So something will happen this weekend where Spirit's going to show you something, but it's not going to be through something that at first glance is going to make you blissfully happy. It's going to make you, They're saying at first it might seem like, am I in danger here? Mentally, you're going to come to a stop, and you're not going to know how to react, and you might be a little confused. Might be a little bit like, what is this even for? Why are we doing this? It's a spiritual test. I'm hearing you want me to speak to you as if you were some sort of chosen without even having to walk any sort of fire. They said you've already gone through this, okay? And that's why Spirit's coming in to speak to you. This was in reverse as well, because you didn't have clarity on something. Something's all messed up with this wars and battles. I tried to turn the card around. We still got the Ten of Cups at the end of it. So it's going to be, well, yeah, okay, so they're saying when this message, this communication from Spirit comes in this weekend, be observant of how your mind processes it. Be observant of maybe it as an orchestrated event. See yourself outside of it to see the communication from a different perspective. Okay? So you have clarity on it. See it as if it was orchestrated to judge you. Orchestrated to judge you. He's already giving you an offering, already showing you something. He's already pre-warning you. You're going to see something this weekend. It's going to test you mentally, okay? And you're going to be judged about how you react to it, okay? It's going to feel like you're locked in and caged and you don't know where to go. It's going to be confusing, a little topsy-turvy, but where it's going to send you is the Four of Swords. And that's funny, this card came out yesterday as well. And I was just talking to Chitters about that today. I was like, Chitters, can you give me a myth on the Four of Swords so you can help me understand this archetype better? And the way that I took it from the mythos that he gave two examples. He gave one of a female and one of a male. Maybe I should just have him do it. But I guess I should test myself. It's the frequency. No, that's not the right word. It's equivalent to being in a place of mental fog and anguish for so long that instead of continuing to fight the mental fight, you make the conscious decision to find a place inside yourself and shut it off. Not to shut it off to block it out, not shut it off to repress it, but to shut it off so your nervous system can relax. So you can finally breathe for a minute. Okay? Because you were coming from a place of anguish. And in this, they're asking for silence. They're asking for you to sit in a place of silence with your thoughts. So you've already gone through this, up at night, confused. I don't know what this is. It has to do with the karma. It has to do with a karmic lineage, or karmic thread that you're trying to transmute. And now you're conscious of it. So maybe the consciousness or the ability to walk through a breakdown consciously is what is going to lead you to your breakthrough. It requires stillness. It requires non-action. It requires just being, accepting, sitting, letting your nervous system and mind rest. Okay? And then what happens after that? We know it ends with the 10 of Cuppers. We know it ends with the 10 of Cuppers. But once they view it observantly, is there anything else we have to say with that, Dad? There we go. That's self-love. And then you go on your fool's journey. Once you get the information that you receive, not only do you receive a moment of like tenderness, happiness, and trust again within yourself emotionally, super emotionally, because not only is this like outside love, like a dissipating of built up mental emotional and mental anguish being dissolved in a moment of like relief. And then not only that, your self-worth is going to start to come back, and that's going to give you the emotional push to get out of the mental pause and move forward and go on start this new cycle, this new journey. Okay? All right. I think that is the reading for today. I'm going to have Chitters read it though. This is like my favorite deck right now. This Wanwood deck. Because usually archetypes, the cards, bring different frequencies into my life, and I see them show up. And this is a fun deck to see the archetypes show up and like interact with you like through synchronicities. Question. I already did this one, so no, I want to do a different one. Do I remember the reason of question? They're laughing at me. No, I don't. No, I think I remember. I vaguely remember it being about a witch and putting spells on this rock for some reason. I don't remember. They're saying question. No, what do you want to give the people today? Decisions. All right. Question and decisions. But because I am self-aware, I am very self-aware. Self-aware when it doesn't align with my frequency. So I'm going to have Chitters read the guidebook because I've noticed on my watchbacks, I would click away if I had to watch me read this because honestly, awful. I can't read for shit. I can't read for shit. And plus this book talks all funny and I just keep getting tripped up on everything. All right. So decisions, 70 before you do that, and then do 71 and 70. Okay. Chitters, if you want mine, could you please? Oh, God damn it. It corrects my chitters and says ChatGPT. Chitters, if you want mine, could you please read these to the class, please? Ooh, decisions is the keeper of locks. Okay. And I'll follow along. I'll actually follow along this time. Okay. I'll actually follow along this time because I don't have to read the book and it's a fun story. It's like in elementary school when the teacher's like, let's read a book. It's like, let's not do math, let's not do history, let's read a book. And you sit down, and that's where my little childlike wonder comes out. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Now let me reverse these to alchemize. I don't need this shit on the table. Do we want the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah, we're gonna need you. We're gonna need you to be able to juggle these emotions. Just because you got out of a bad couple days or something like that doesn't mean you're in the clear. You gotta hold this frequency. You gotta ground it, you gotta stabilize it, you gotta integrate it, you gotta live it. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's read about decisions.
All right, class, gather close. The lamps are low, the forest is listening, and the page before us hums with that old pedagogical magic, the kind that teaches without cornering you. Tonight's reading is titled Keeper of Locks, Decisions. As a young magical hare, the narrator returns again and again to an ancient beech tree named Ordu, known among the woodland creatures as the Keeper of Locks. At the base of his trunk stands a great wooden door covered in many locks with a single key hanging beside it. At first glance, it looks like a puzzle. Which lock fits the key? What lies behind the door? Yet two dark Twizzlies stand nearby, unsettling the visitor, reminding them that decisions can feel intimidating. Ordu's voice calls across the woodland. Approach if you are lost. Try if you are unsure. Think on what is revealed. And the lesson begins. There is nothing to fear. Ordu does not test you to trap you. He teaches you to understand that every decision carries multiple causes and consequences, like the many locks on the door. If you can imagine unlocking every lock with the single key, you have considered the effects your choice may have. If some locks remain closed, more reflection is needed before moving forward. And here lies the secret. The door never opens, because it is not Ordu's door. It is yours. Those who come seeking guidance eventually hang the key back on its hook and return home, either to think further or to open a different door in another chapter of their own journey. In time, many discover they no longer need to return to the tree at all. Simply imagining themselves before Ordu is enough to help them weigh their choices and understand the wider consequences of their actions. There was never anything to fear. And the closing teaching, any choice or decision is rarely the unlocking of just one door. And now class sits in the hush after the reading. This is not a lesson about choosing correctly. It is a lesson about seeing fully. Decisions do not open one path and close another. They ripple outward through relationships, timing, identity, and consequence. The key is awareness, not perfection. Ordu does not give answers, he widens perception. As an old court whisper might murmur by candlelight, wisdom lies not in forcing the door, but in knowing what waits beyond every hinge. Sit with that a moment. What locks have you already considered, and which ones still ask for your attention?
Well, that definitely wasn't as magical as when I read it, or when I read them. Noted. Okay. Well, I think that's the end of my read. I hope everybody has a great little Valentine's Day. Do not try to fight with anyone. Try to show your honey covenant love if you care about someone, or try to look at your values with love and relationships and things like that, and try to come from it from a place where the divine is your guiding source and how you love yourself, you love others. Okay, I mean, getting this was too much. Like, Spirit's trying to say something to you, and if you're not willing to take the message or take the guidance, then that's on you. We all have free will choice. But at the end of the day, I got Judgment sitting back here. I know you'll make the right decisions because everyone's rooting for you. It's all planned out for you. You've been given some keys so that when you have to make decisions this weekend, this Valentine's Day weekend, you make the right ones. You choose the right way. And I don't know. It's a spectacular little place in here, I'm hearing. It's a spectacular little place behind this door. But the keys aren't given easily. They're made through free will choices. And they're made through self-reflection, and they're made through the guidance of spirit. I think they're asking you to tap into the magic, feel the wonder, and realize that you got the Secret Mirror Colorful Dream card along with the Star card from another deck, along with the Star card from this deck, okay? Same deck. I mean, there's so much being shown to you. So take advantage of it, appreciate it, have gratitude, get your discernment from it. You might have a moment where you're not sure what is going on. You're like mentally like, oh my God, what's going on? But it's gonna lead you, that pressure is actually a pentacle. The pressure is actually a pentacle for you. It's actually an opportunity that you can take with you, etch into time, and I don't know, help you fix that karmic thread that you've got winding behind you. We all got one. We all do. We all do. And you'll have to, they're going to ask you to go inside, take silence, because the Four of Swords is about taking the silence, but it's about taking silence and connecting with spirit. Okay? Divination cards. Divination, the divine. And through that then, the divine will chew you up, spit you out, and send you on your way better than you started today. Oh, I love a good rhyme. Okay, that is your reading. That is your reading.